Everybody, welcome to our Wacky Wednesday. Give it up for yourselves for showing up tonight. Woo! We are back from the holidays. It is raining today, so all of LA is basically shut down. No. But it is great to have a conversation starter. You know, how beautiful is that when it's actually okay to talk about the weather? As a stand-up comedian, I actually hate speaking, and all I want to do is actually talk about the weather. That was sarcasm. This for me is actually not as bad as my therapy session today. You know what I mean? Like sometimes all you need is just silence and bright lights in your face. You know, you don't need someone being like, well, why do you want to quit right now? I work part-time and I do this. Ignore whatever fell. And I said, yeah, I think I need to switch to every other week for time. And he goes, I hear that. But I also know what we talked about. And I'm working about, I mean, these hours are different. Stage hours are like dog years. You know, every 10 minutes is like years. Fine, I'll talk about dogs. I live in West Hollywood, so obviously my roommate is my cousin. And they are non-binary and vegan. And we have a pit bull lab named Rhino. And I'm a young woman comedy. Give it up for West Hollywood. It's such a fun place. Are you ever at a gay club with your guy friends? And he looks around, he's like, there's a lot of gay people here. I'm like, look at the strippers right now. Look at the strippers right now. I turned 21 at the end of last month. No claps. Not even from Jason. Jason, give it up for Jason Ham, our producer. This is the best sign of my life. I actually can't even, I'm so excited right now. This is better than my 21st birthday. No, but it was a great night. I haggled somebody down for a country boy hat. It's a cowboy hat. But I guess I didn't want to label that country boy as somebody who only did, I made it non-binary, but I also made it boy. No, West Hollywood's amazing. I have a neighbor who's about this tall, and his name is Ariana, and apparently that's like the John of Kurdistan. So I told him, I was like, do you know Ariana Grande? He's like, no. And I'm like, next time. We talk all the time, and he's absolutely, like, one time this, like, we're holding hands. Like, when I mean that this man is, like, very, like, has anybody ever seen the Adam Sandler movie, 8 Crazy Nights, the cartoon? You seen it? He's, like, the size and, like, energy of Whitey. You know what I mean? Like, he's just this little guy. He's like, hey. But this car, like, drops off, like, these 3 girls, and he's, like, sitting there. And me and him were, like, literally, like, he's very, like, peace and love, like, to everybody. And this guy pulls up, and he's like, you good? Like, to me. And I was like, are you good? And the car pulled away, and Ariana's like, what a freaking idiot! I hate men like that. He's great, though. But then he has a feud with my other elderly neighbor, and she's Russian. Her name's Tatiana, and every time she sees me, she goes, ah. Wait, no. She either says how skinny I look or how I should get my thyroid checked. And so this time, like, I'm walking out, oh, you look so skinny. What are you doing? I don't know. Women just do that. It's like grooming in the wild. You know, how much do you weigh? I'm trying to lose 3 pounds. I'm in way to do, like, it's just a way of connecting. There's no women in the room. Oh, did I do something?
No,
turn on the thing. Oh, it was off. Was it off the whole time?
The other one. Other side. Other side. Other side.
No, I know. I'm trying to turn it off the other side.
Whatever. It's fine. Leave it alone. It's good.
So I work at the Beverly Center. And I'll end on this. But I have a problem with something called breaking away. So there's, like, behaviors to win, obviously. So it's engage, something, break away. So I'm so good at the engagement. You know, like, I see an older couple, and I'm like, what's going on, you guys? Okay, that's not, like, just older couples, I like to pretend they're my parents. I have older parents. And they always get excited when, like, I tell them, like, what I do, and then I'm like, they start talking about their kids my age. And I'm, like, waiting for, like, to meet the one through that, and then they just shop. So, no. I love them all. I am tired of seeing, like, a Bichon and a baby Bjorn. You know, like I'm tired of seeing that and then seeing toddlers like running around barefoot. You know what I mean? I saw this lost dog poster, and it said it was like missing. I should have brought it. The name was Mayo, and it said missing white cat, odd eyes, do not approach, $1,000 reward. I'm like, so I have to look for this dog that looks like a cat, right? I can't approach it, so I yell Mayo across the street. And then I call you, I'm like, listen, I saw Mayo running down Pico about 20 minutes ago. Where's my reward? I just mean, like, accept that he's gone. And where are the children? Give it up for LA School of Comedy, Wacky Wednesday. I'm so excited to bring up this next comedian. I feel like I never see him anymore, and that makes me sound like his Jewish mother. Coming to the stage, Will Cable, everybody.
Woo. All right. My Jewish younger mother. Her parents are older. She's my younger mom. Oh. Well. I'm trying to not be my father to my children, and it's killing me, because they do things that make me be my father. How can alright, well, like just this past weekend we went up to Pismo Beach. Yeah, you know Pismo?
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, fun area, very family.
Mm-hmm.
So my older son, 16, locked the keys in the car. And so of course I was just like, oh, alright, figure it out, I'm gonna go walk the dog. And I came back, and when I came back, the hotel manager was standing there telling us we had to keep it down and fighting was not allowed in the parking lot. So I guess when I left, my son and my wife really went at it, or maybe I yelled way worse at my son before I walked away with the dog and said, figure it out. But now it was a good learning experience. He knows how to use AAA. For some reason he ordered them and they showed up with a gas tank. Yeah, but thankfully those guys generally have the things where they can pop a window or not a window, a lock. I guess I've always been a fun dad, and now that my kids are teenagers, it's kind of run its course. So now, even though I thought I couldn't do it when they were younger, now I really know I can't, and I just want to lay there on the couch and zone out. So I'm laying there on the couch and zoning out, and my 14-year-old is in the shower, which he gets in. Sometimes it's longer, sometimes there's singing, sometimes there's rapping, sometimes there's storytelling. But often you'll just hear the water turn off, and there he is. Shampoo coming down the side of his head, towel over his other shoulder, water everywhere, buck naked. Now, he has an idea, and I guess he just has to express it to us, and I've never wanted to squelch that, and he tells me, Dad, I've just decided I'm adding a flight on Sierra Airlines, that's his airline that he made up, direct from LAX to Bali. It's 8,764 miles, 17 3/4 hours. It's going to be a game changer. Thank you very much. I act very interested, because I will be quizzed at some other day how long the flight was, how many miles, what airline, things of this nature. Except every now and then, if I slip, that generally will prompt the next time I'll speak to him. So one time, I really slipped. And I think the next day I ran into him in his room as he was running out of his bathroom. Shampoo, naked, towel over shoulder. I was in there naked. But I had dried off and washed the shampoo out of my hair. So that makes it okay. The nakedness doesn't bother me. It's the wetness and everything. And I said, Adam, you have got to fully wash the soap out and dry off before you run out here. And he looked right at me and he said, Dad, if you are frying chicken, you have to double batter it. Like they do on the flight from Bali back to LA. Alright. Again, he got me. Because you really do have to double fry. I have had double battered fried chicken. It is better. Why was I naked in his room? Even though I had dried myself off and washed the soap out of my hair. It's because his brother, actually both of them, take all my underwear and socks. I have none of my own and they don't match it, so all the socks go in one thing because my wife, thankfully, she does the laundry but she doesn't pair socks, and it just doesn't matter. They don't match. I will never ever, here we go. I don't know if you can see orange and blue.
Yeah.
I try to color code them, no, and then they're group socks. I get Vans brand with the checkerboards, red checkerboard, black on orange checkerboard. Nope, I will usually have on different colors. So I'm in there looking for my underwear and socks, especially with the older one. He's in his bed, and I'll just bend over and stuff. You would think that would deter you from taking your dad's stuff, seeing your dad wander around your room naked. No. Wears my clothes, even has taken to wearing some of his mother's clothes recently. He came out in these pants, said I love them. Let me, they're mine now, especially the sweater he was wearing. He just announced that it was his now. I heard her the following Saturday ask him if she could wear his sweater, which used to be hers. And it would be worse, but he looks better in it than we do. I mean, I guess it's good. I'm so proud of them, and I hope they continue on good in life, because it took me a while to get here, and I think they're already there. My dad was the Navy captain, and I think he was just nervous, but didn't want to be nervous. I think war has something to do with that to you. What am I at?
You're at 6 right now.
Oh, plenty of time. War has something to do with that. And I think he was squashed at being anything creative, because he could draw really well when he did. My sisters got a Fabio calendar, and you guys don't know Fabio, do you?
Yeah, we
Oh,
do.
you do, yeah. Long hair, shirts off, sitting there, and my dad cut out paper mache cutouts and put them on because he didn't want to see Fabio's up there in the corner. And they were nice looking shirts. I mean, I couldn't have cut out that with construction paper. And I think Fabio had a thong on too, so he was wearing shorts and maybe even put socks on him. But so I wasn't allowed. My sisters weren't allowed. We couldn't take drama. We could play an instrument, and definitely he didn't appreciate that often my sense of humor. But a Navy captain's around about 20% of the time because they're always at sea. And it's a little different because you would say that and people say, oh, my parents are divorced. I'd always wish my one parent dad was around more often. And Dad would come back and he'd fuck up the program. We were used to this. Is how it's going. And who's this guy? That's extra crabby. And then he would do something to really tick me off, and I'd just be like, why don't you go back to sea, motherfucker? let me do my thing. But he mellowed later in life, and after the Navy, bought an organic farm. This was the other thing. Yeah, he was a Navy captain, had a subscription to Mother Earth News, bought a 40-acre organic tree farm, and because he didn't want to take care of animals. No, he couldn't go away with that. And had, I don't know, he liked to eat watermelon. Boy, he grew a lot of watermelons. But he would collect all this wood, and this is 40 acres worth, and make these wood piles. I mean, they had to be, half a football field in size. And we would get the Molotov cocktails, which is you get the bottle, pour the gasoline or the lighter fluid or the starting fluid, because that's ether. I know a little chemistry. Boy, that stuff goes. Put a rag in it, light the rag, and throw it, and boy, that would get that bonfire going. And it lasted for 2 days. 29 degrees out. It was December. He knew enough to do that. And I remember to this day, I mean, you couldn't get near it and your face would be just burning, but your back would be freezing because it was so cold out. Oh, and speaking of throwing stuff and having it blow up, he was like, all right, we're going to make a bazooka. And they're not that hard to make. You just get like a 4-inch PVC pipe, and you get petroleum jelly, sawdust, ammonia, and diesel fuel. And you can pack that in the end of this tube and you drop a match in it and it will go off. But the thing we found out very shortly was when you shoot this bazooka, it doesn't just go out one end, it goes out both ends. And when it goes out, you don't want to be looking down to make sure it was going because it didn't go off right away. Yeah. Again, I mean, I guess that's fun. Coming back in the house, my mom's asking where my eyebrows are. My older son was into sports, and I used to take him to the, as he called it, the drinking place on Sundays, so he could watch the sports. You know, he would go in there, and the first time he saw all the TVs, I mean, he was young, like 2, he was into sports, and he saw all the TVs and the people drinking pitchers of beer, his head exploded. So every Sunday we would go to, let's say, Barney's Beanery. We'd go there a lot in WeHo and watch football and whatnot, and sometimes we'd stay till 1:30 in the morning, and they learned how to work Lyft to get Dad home. Actually, I don't know why, we were there on Saturday, make it a 2-nighter, Saturday and Sunday during playoffs, and we got home at 1:30, around 10 o'clock, maybe Women Sam's age will come out, and they will see these 2 cute kids in the bar, and at Barney's they have like basketball and all them, and I think they played, and I don't know, I was at the bar, and we got home and my wife's like, they smell like strippers. And my youngest goes, oh no, that was Ashley. We were playing basketball games with her while Dad was at the bar. Alright, we'll just leave it at that.
Give it up for Will.
Alright.
I love stories. I really like that. I wish my grandfather would mellow out and buy a bunch of trees. But a girl can dream. Okay, Jason, you want to give us a couple minutes tonight? Nope. Ethel? Dave?
Yeah, nobody wants to go up.
Johnny boy! Okay. Looks like it's just a lot of audience here tonight. I've been Sam. You can find me on Instagram at SamLikeTBH. You can find Will on at Will Cable, but there's a K at the end. WILK.
CABLK.
CALK. You got it.
You got it.
Give it up one more time for Jason Ham, our producer. Sunda Kroonquist will be back sooner than you guys know. We miss you. See you Funky Friday. And good night! Happy New